Hi, my name is Paul Abernathy, and I'm the Manager of Codes and Standards here at Encore Wire. On today's episode of From the Desk of Codes and Standards, we're going to talk about multiple uses of products that already exist. In other words, if you're looking for the best way to save time, labor, ultimately put more money back in your pocket, you tend to want to look for applications where you can use existing products to meet those needs and try to reduce some of that labor time, some of that actual physical labor that's involved in doing repetitive tasks. So in doing so, we're going to talk about existing wiring methods that we produce that are going to help you save on that time and labor, ultimately putting money back in your pocket. So let's look at the first application. Let's talk residential. Residential applications, 1 and 2 family dwellings, for example, you are required to have at least 2 small appliance branch circuits serving the countertops in a kitchen. Well, traditionally you'd run 2 separate home runs from the panel to the kitchen's countertop location receptacles. One would do one side, one would do the other side, and you get at least 2. Of course, you can have more than 2, but typically most homes they're going to have they have to have at least 2. All right, so in doing so, you have the labor of running home runs from the panel to the device locations and the countertops is repetitive. It means I had to run 2 times. Now, the code does allow you to use what's called a multi-wire branch circuit, where I could take one cable to that location. I have a red and a black, for example, and a non-metallic sheet cable, and I share the white conductor. There are inherent disadvantages to that. One is, what if that white conductor, that grounded neutral conductor, comes loose? Then you go from 2 separate 120 volt circuits to potentially a 240 volt series circuit. That can cause possible issues. All right, with that same thing, you also, if you're going to use a multi-wire branch circuit, you have to make sure that you use either a 2-pole breaker or 2 single poles with an identified handle tie in your panel board location. That can be a disadvantage for many people because if you space it out wrong or you don't follow the code, you overload the neutral grounded conductor. That can also be a problem. How do you solve that? Well, the easiest way to solve that is run 2 separate branch circuits, one serving one side of the countertop and one serving the other. But again, you're back to that labor-intensive running repetitive applications. We got the solution. Why not install a 12-2-2? A 12-2-2 non-metallic sheet cable is going to allow for 2 branch circuits in one cable. It's going to have an adequately sized equipment grounding conductor in there as well to serve its need. And that is all within one cable. So I'm going to pull that one cable to a common junction box. From that junction box, I'm going to branch out to serve one circuit that way, and one circuit's going to go that way. I've ran 1 home run. That's all I've done. And I saved immediately on a 1 home run. Depending on its length, how long it takes to install it, the level of skill of the installer, you immediately have saved and reduced from 2 home runs down to 1 home run for that application. So let's take it even further than that. What about the installation of the dishwasher and disposal? Again, you could run a multi-wire branch circuit. You do have the same issues that we just talked about with the possibility of the grounded neutral conductor coming loose, or making sure that you use the proper type of current protective device inside of the actual panel. How do you solve this? You run 2 separate circuits, one for the disposal, one for the dishwasher. Again, creates additional labor and time and material. So how do you solve that? Again, you run a 12-2-2 to the common location, whether or not you're going to use receptacle applications for a cord and plug, or you're going to a common junction box underneath the counter space in the sink area, and then you branch out and direct wire to your appliances from there. Either way you choose, you only have to run 1 cable. You've removed the multiple home runs necessary to get the job done. You immediately save the labor. In fact, 100% of the labor because you removed 1 complete task. Now, it can go on and on from there. Those are just some examples in the residential application. That could also apply to when traditionally you might run multi-wire branch circuit to bedrooms and you have a problem with the AFCI devices because you have to use the 2-pole design. It can be costly. Well, what if you ran a 14-2-2 to a common location? One did one bedroom and one did the other. Now you have 2 separate branch circuits all run in 1 cable. Then you can have 2 separate, more cost-effective AFCI devices to monitor each circuit individually for better diagnostic results. That is all the benefit of using a cable that already has the multi-conductors already in it. So now let's shift gears. Let's talk about when you're dealing with a commercial application. Most notably when we're talking about an MC type cable. Now with an MC type cable, here's some advantages. You don't have to worry about raceway fill as you would in a raceway. So they have an advantage there already. It's already been predetermined for you. And if you don't go over 9 current carrying conductors, which is how you would order your MC, then you don't have to worry about other issues where you're worried about a conductor's adjustments that might take place for ampacity adjustment. So if that's all said and you keep it under 9 current carrying conductors, we're going to keep it under 9 by using these examples. How about the same example here? If I'm doing a 10-story multifamily building that is now a commercial building under the International Building Code, and I have repetitive, say, 10 dwelling units on each floor, and it's got 10 stories, that's a repetitive motion. If I do the same approach here and I happen to use an MC cable, I can get what's called a multi-circuit MC cable. It's going to have a separate neutral for each branch circuit. Now, we can call it a multi-neutral MC, or we can call it a multi-circuit MC. The reality is you're going to have a separate neutral for each branch circuit, all within the same cable. Now, same application. Over and over and over again in commercial applications, I see them running separate MC cables to serve the countertops in the kitchens. Repetitive. How about just ordering one MC with multiple conductors in it to serve that purpose? You have one home run, you saved on that labor. Multiply that over the 10 floors times the 10 units, and you'll see a huge increase in labor savings and cost savings. Now, we can even go beyond that because the same approach applies to the dishwasher and disposal. Why run 2 separate circuits? Why mess with the multi-wire branch circuit, which can be very, very dangerous if it's not done right? You can always overload the neutral if you don't install the multi-wire branch circuit in a panel correctly. Why have them deal with that when you can buy a product that has separate branch circuits already in the product? You simply run it from point A to point B and then branch off for your need there. That's the advantages of buying a multi-circuit or multi-neutral type of MC cable for that application. You're reducing the labor, you're reducing the home runs, and all of that saves on time, ultimately puts more money back in the contractor's pocket. The more dwelling units, the bigger the building, same application. So all of it's the same, it's just in residentials you have that option for a non-metallic sheath cable application. In a commercial application, or light commercial or heavy commercial, where you can use MC products, you have that option. You can buy these products in as many as 3 separate branch circuits, all in the same cable with the properly sized equipment grounding conductor. It's not more than 9 current carrying conductors. Even after adjustment and corrections, your product's going to be fine in a normal interior wiring installation. Okay? There's advantages to it. If you have any other questions about this or how the products with the multi-circuit conductors can be of a benefit to your project, what you need to do is contact your local Encore Wire manufacturer's representative. Talk to them about the possibilities of saving you a lot of time, a lot of labor, and put more money back in your pocket by using products that already exist today but can be used for other applications to save you in projects that you currently have. Thanks again for watching. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email us here at codes@encorewire.com. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thanks for watching, and until next time, thanks for watching from the Desk of Codes and Standards.